When it comes to my length retention journey, I've had a lot of setbacks because of one major issue. So I'm going to be talking about how I was able to speed up my length retention just by figuring this out and solving this one particular thing. So keep watching because I'm going to be very detailed in this video, and it's a video you do not want to skip if you're having this issue. Knowing your hair type is one of the most overlooked aspects when it comes to natural hair. People forget that this actually plays a major role in your length retention and your hair care in general. Most people just dive into buying products, doing their hair care routine, trying out protective hairstyles, doing a lot, and forgetting that knowing your type of hair is very important because before you start creating any form of routine and product for yourself, there are some major things that you need to know, and knowing your hair type is one of it. I talk about hair type a lot in my videos because it was one thing that helped me to improve my length retention journey, and I've gotten a lot of comments concerning how can I tell what hair type I have, how can I know how to create my routine, how my hair type, like I've had a lot of questions. So I'm going to talk about how to know what type of hair you have. I was able to figure out my hair type just doing these simple things. The first thing I did was a visual test. So I compared my hair with certain people. I would do certain protective hairstyles and how my hair looked in that protective hairstyle without extensions. I was able to tell my hair density and the thickness of my hair in certain patterns look differently from others. I don't have a full or thick hair, and that was one major thing that struck out for me. Another way to know your hair type is doing a scalp visibility test. If you can see a lot of your scalp when your hair is down, it may indicate a low density and possibly fine strands. And if you can barely see your scalp, it suggests higher density and possibly thicker strand. So that's another way you can check your hair. Another way like you can check it is also if you take out an individual hair and place it on a surface, and now take a sewing thread and compare the thickness of your hair with the thread. If your hair is very light and very thin than the thread, you have fine hair. And if your hair is the same thickness as the thread, it means that you have a thick hair texture. This is another way you can easily tell the type of hair you have. I didn't go about this route, but this is something I saw during my research. Is another way you can also check what type of hair you have. One thing I did personally was the ponytail test. So how you can do this is that you pull your hair into a ponytail and measure the circumference. If it's less than 2 inches, it suggests low density and possibly fine strands, while if it's 4 inches or more, it suggests you have high density and potentially thicker strands. So this is something I did personally because I've noticed that my hair strands are not thick. So I wanted to just check it out. And when I pulled my hair in a ponytail, it was very light and it fits the match. So this is something you can also try. But one thing I would say is that the way your hair feels and the way your hair looks, you'll be able to tell what type of hair you have, whether you have fine hair or thick hair. You can easily tell. If you're confused what type of hair you have, in general there'll be one test that would stand out for you, whether how your hair looks in certain protective hairstyles, comparing it with others, whether it's the visibility test like checking your scalp, and also the thread. You can also try this thread thing. I've never tried that. And also something else you can do is like a visual comparison, is holding a strand of your hair in front of a light. If you can see your hair, like if your hair is not visible and it's like barely visible, it means that you have fine hair, and if it's easily visible, it means that you have thick hair. This is something I did personally and it worked so well. Like when I held my hair onto a light, my hair was barely visible. That means I have fine hair. And if you have a thicker hair, your hair will be so visible. So this is another test you can try. So these are all the tests on how you can tell what type of hair you have, whether you have thick hair and whether you have fine hair. Another very important thing to understand is the difference between hair density and strand thickness. It is important to distinguish the difference between your hair density, which is the number of strands per square inch, and strand thickness, which is the diameter of an individual strand. So when I'm talking about your hair type, whether it's fine or thick hair, I'm talking about your strand thickness. So this is how thick your individual strands are. Then hair density is basically the amount of hair you have growing in your scalp. So that's the difference. So you need to understand the both of them. With that, it's important to note that you can have fine strands and high density, which means you have a lot of thin strands on your hair. Or you can have thick strands with low density. That means you have fewer but thicker strands. So most people can confuse their fine hair to them having thick hair because their hair is full. So that means you just have high density. That means you have a lot of hair on your like growing from your scalp, but the hair that is growing is fine. That's why it's so important to take this test regardless, because you can confuse your high density hair to having thick hair. So you just have to go ahead with this test just to be sure, because you can be making a lot of mistakes in your hair journey, in your length extension journey, that can be causing damage to your hair. So these are the tips I have for you when it comes to knowing what type of hair. I'm sure you're wondering, how does having fine or thick natural hair play a major role for my length retention? When it comes to having fine hair, you need to be more delicate because it's prone to breakage. That means it requires gentle handling, while thicker hair may require more care to detangle and manage. So I'll be going in detail what to do whether you have fine or thick hair. So I'll be explaining everything you should avoid, what to do, and how you can easily reach your hair goals and start retaining more length. So for fine hair, I have fine hair, so I'll be able to explain this very well for you to understand. So the first thing to note is that fine hair is very fragile. That means it's prone to breakage. So try and avoid harsh treatment or technique that can stress your strands. It's very important to note that any form of harsh treatment or technique you do to your hair is going to be more prone to breakage and damage. So I would say, if you have fine hair, I know this might be a little controversial, but don't relax your hair. Relaxers are harsh chemicals and this can stress your hair strands. That's why most people, they will have like good, thriving, healthy, natural hair, but when they relax their hair just takes a U-turn. They will notice their hair is breaking more, is dry, is damaged. That's because you have fine hair strands and you went ahead to use harsh chemicals that are breaking your hair and cost your hair more damage. So that's why it's important for you not to like use like bleach, dyes, anything that is harsh on your hair strands. Just try to avoid it, and that's the first thing you should know. The next thing is your protective hairstyle. This is very, very important. One reason why I was sure I had fine hair strands was because of the protective hairstyles I was using before and how they messed up my hair. Cornrows, braids, everything with extensions, they don't work for me. Like literally, my hair was falling off with the extensions. You have fine hair, that means your hair is very thin, so any added weight can cause tension and stress to your strands and make them break. So that's why if you're experiencing your braids falling off, or when you're taking down your braids you have so much hair loss and damage, that means you're doing the wrong protective hairstyle. I'll always recommend you not adding extensions, because I started doing that in 2024 and I was able to retain my length. All this progress you'll be seeing at the beginning of this video up till now, it's because I stopped using extensions on my hair and focused on just making my natural hair, and I was able to retain more length. The next thing is gentle detangling. You have to be gentle with your hair. I'll always recommend you finger detangling because it's the best and easiest way to feel where the knots are on your hair and be able to take it down carefully. Detangling brushes are just extra tension and stress on your hair strands, which can cause them to break. So try and avoid that. The last thing I'm going to talk about is your maintenance. Deep conditioning should be a must in your hair care routine. Scalp care, making sure you're washing your hair. I wash my hair like twice in a month and do my detangling, deep conditioning, everything. I'm very careful. For my routine, I make sure I deep condition for every routine I'm doing, because moisture is very important when it comes to making sure your hair strands are healthy and not dry. Because one thing to note is that dry hair would always break, so moisture should be your best bet, and deep conditioning is the best way to give your hair that added moisture. So that's all for fine strands, and we're going to move over to thick hair strands. Detangling is one of the major issues people with thicker hair face, because their hair is a lot, so it requires patience and the right technique to avoid excessive pulling and breakage. Like I mentioned, for fine hair, you have to be careful to detangle. Same thing applies to having thick hair, because if you're not still careful with your hair, even though you have thick hair, you can also break your hair and your hair can be prone to damage just by doing this. So it requires patience. And one thing that has worked well for me, even though I have fine hair, is sections. Make sure you're working in sections. It makes the work easier, it makes you care for your hair better, and it makes the product distribution easier. You'll be able to distribute the product to every single strand, so every strand is getting the product it needs to stay healthy, moisturize, and thrive. So that's another very important thing, is your detangling for thick scalp hair. Health should not be overlooked. A healthy scalp is essential for thick hair to thrive, as a dry and irritated scalp can cause hair loss and damage. So that's what I said in the previous like the previous one I mentioned, which is distributing your product, working in sections. Work in sections. I know thick hair can seem like a lot, but once you work in sections, you have easy access to your scalp, be able to clean your scalp, make sure your scalp is clean. Regular hair wash is very important. Make sure you're washing your hair like twice in a month, just to keep your scalp health very clean. Because one thing you should note is that a healthy scalp improves your hair growth. You need to create a good environment for hair growth, and regular wash is one way you can do that. Thick hair can be prone to frizz, tangle, and dryness, which can lead to split ends and breakage if not properly managed. Most people would just say, oh, I have thick hair, I can get away with a lot of things, I can get away with not doing my routine, my hair won't break, my hair is thicker. Please, you have to be consistent with your routine. It's very important. And regardless of what type of hair you have, moisture is one key and important factor to your hair being healthy and you actually reducing breakage and cutting off hair loss. So this is very, very important, that you should always make sure your hair is moisturized. You're keeping up your routine to avoid split ends. It's dry hair that brings about split ends, and split ends lead to breakage, damage, and a lot of hair loss. So this is something you want to avoid. For styling, same thing applies for thick hair. Do not go overboard with your extensions. Having thick hair doesn't mean your hair is immune to breakage. So make sure when choosing styles, choose styles that allow for airflow and minimize stress on the hair. Minimizing stress on your hair is very important regardless of the type of hair you have. There's always a maximum limit to whatever you're doing, and same thing applies for thick hair. Do not go overboard with extensions that will weigh down on your hair and cause your hair to break. So try and do protective hairstyles that would help you to retain length, whether that is using your natural hair alone as a protective hairstyle or adding extensions. If you want to use like extensions, make sure the weight of the extension is not more than the pattern or the section you're putting that extension on, to avoid stress on your hair strands. So if you've ever wondered why your hair isn't growing, why protective hairstyles are not working for you, why is my hair constantly breaking in a protective hairstyle, it all boils down to you knowing your hair type, whether you have thick or fine hair. So this is one very important thing you should know. I have so many other videos talking about other factors that play a major role in your length retention. Trust me, knowing this particular thing changed my hair. If you can know this and understand this and keep up your routine, trust me, you are going on the right track. So if you have any questions, leave that in the comment section. I urge you to do that, because based on your questions, I was able to make a detailed video pertaining that. So if you want a full and detailed video on any questions you ask, make sure to leave that in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer that also. And also, if you want more details on my length retention, I'm currently doing a 3-month challenge, and you can subscribe to my channel to get all the updates on that. But that's one other major thing I did to also retain more length. So yeah, that's going to be all for this video. I really hope it was helpful and I was able to answer all your questions, especially to the person that asked the question in the comment section. I really hope this video was helpful and you'll be able to tell what type of hair you have and how to care for your hair type based on everything I've said. But if you need a follow-up on this, you can also leave that in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Love you and bye.